Carlina Rivera is someone that we've been working with at the League for many years as environmental advocates to help advance open space protection, make sure that we're fighting climate change, but also protecting our communities.
I have known her for over 25, 30 years since I first got elected. When she got into the city council, she got straight to work on many issues important for her district, whether it was public housing, immigration, small businesses, making sure that they got technical assistance and access to capital. And she is a cyclist. She became very active on issues of pedestrian safety, but also cyclist safety.
When you talk to a New Yorker about making the city bike friendly or streets as public space, you know instantly whether you're dealing with someone who knows the city from the seat of a bike. And so when Carlina got into office, it was clear right away she was one of those people. She comes down to City Hall on a bike, and so she just gets it, right? It's just obvious what those safety issues are, what those vulnerabilities are, and what the alternate uses could be.
And we saw that in particular when she was an advocate working on 14th Street Busway. She wanted to make sure that her constituents were protected when we were making changes that will ensure much better transportation on 14th Street, which is really amazing.
When Carlina decides to do something, she grabs it and makes it happen.
We worked with her closely on East Side Coastal Resiliency Project, on lead issues, which is really a public health issue that we all need to get behind. And of course, she's been very supportive of the Playfair campaign, which is advocating for getting to 1% of the city budget to be investing in parks. So she's making sure that she's championing environmental issues while also taking into consideration what the community needs.
If there is anything that we learned throughout the pandemic was how important it was to have public spaces. So it is important that we not only have public spaces when we are facing a crisis, but this have a psychological impact in the health, the mental health of our city.
When I got started working on this stuff in the late 80s and early 90s, 700 people a year were dying on New York City streets, being killed by cars. 364 pedestrians, one per day, were killed in 1990. And those numbers are way down. The city has taken it to heart, and the activism has made a huge difference. But getting a generation of elected officials, like Carlina's class in the city council, have been fantastic.
I admire her tenacity and how true she is to her values. She will not rest until she gets a solution that is based on input provided by those most impacted. She looks at where she can be instrumental in addressing and empowering the most vulnerable among us.
I think Carlina has been a real leader in making sure that environmental justice is something that's really forward-looking, someone who really puts constituents first, which is really what you want to see in a council member and an elected official in general.
She's been fantastic to work with. I support term limits in the council, but sometimes you have misgivings, and I wish she could stay for another term.